We have breaking news. We have more than 50 people dead, more than 200 injured in a mass shooting at a country music festival in Las Vegas. This is now the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. This is a horrible tragedy, terrifying. It's states away, but this has a huge impact on Nashville and on the country music industry, which we know so many people have close ties to. And we want to say thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 this morning. I'm Kelly Rippin. We want to take a live look right now over Las Vegas, where this is all unfolding at an outdoor country music concert called Harvest Festival, also known as Route 91 Harvest Festival. This is a 3-day concert. Some of the top names in country taking the stage. Overnight, Jason Aldean took the stage about 9:40 local time there, when at about 10 o'clock, a gunman opened fire. We're going to take a listen to the moment that the gunshots rang out, folks. This is just unbelievable video. So you heard the music go silent. That's when Aldean dropped his guitar, ran off stage. What you were hearing there, the rapid fire gunshots. It almost sounded like a helicopter, at least on video. You heard Aldean stop singing. The video screens behind him start to flash and then go to black. The crowd turns in confusion, chaos, not knowing what is going on, and hearing that video, seeing that video gives you the chills. But the latest numbers we are getting in from the Las Vegas Metro Police, who just gave us an update. Within the last 20 minutes, at least 50 people dead, 200 people hurt. We know several of those people are off-duty officers who were attending the concert. Of course, just concert goers visiting Las Vegas. Now, police did confront the shooter on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino. That is just across the street from the concert. Now, that man died. We also just got his name in the latest press conference. His name, Stephen Paddock. He is a local resident of Las Vegas. Right now, police believe this is a lone wolf attack, meaning they think there was only one shooter. Now, earlier, police said they were looking for the shooter's roommate, a woman, but in the latest press conference, they said they believe they have her. So take a look. This is Mary Lou Danley. Police calling her a person of interest in this investigation. Now, officers don't believe there's an active threat, but they do have most of the Las Vegas area saying shelter in place just to be safe. I was just checking one of the Twitter accounts of the Josh Abbott band who performed earlier in the evening. He said his fiance is actually still in Mandalay Bay. He's not able to get to her, but he does know that she's okay. Now, Fox 17 has team coverage of this mass shooting. Fox 17's Harriet Wallace tracking the latest developments on this breaking news.
Kelly, we are getting more of a look out of those images out of Las Vegas, where we know there are several people from Nashville there. Some might have been attending the concert or been there working the festival or simply traveling with some of the artists. We do know that there are some of you all looking for your loved ones and maybe not able to get a hold of them. We have a phone number that's just been released if you would like to try and find your loved ones. That number, I'm going to read it to you. That number is 1-866-535-5654. Again, it's just below the screen there, 866-535-5654. Much more coming up on this story and the connection it has to Nashville in just a few minutes. Kelly?
And at 6:04, we have more breaking news. A military plane crashes in East Tennessee, and this morning investigators, they say that everyone on board has died.
All indications are that there is no survivors. We were unable to get all the way to the cockpit area of the site, so as of this time, we're assuming that until we can have confirmation. There was no sign of a survivor.
The plane crashed in the Cherokee National Forest near Tellico Plains, Tennessee. Now, today, the U.S. Navy will try to determine for certain whether the plane belongs to them. Now, one of their aircrafts went missing after taking off from Meridian, Mississippi, with an instructor and student pilot on board. The crash happened in a heavily wooded area. Stick here with Fox 17 as we get the latest.
5 minutes after 6 o'clock, and temperatures are comfortable around Middle Tennessee for this morning. Take a look at our riverfront camera. You can actually see the cloud cover out there and how it's kind of broken up across the area right now. Sun's getting ready to come up. It will rise officially at 6:43 this morning, but it feels good outside. Temperatures are down and the humidity is down as well. So it's cool and 58 right now. This afternoon, mild temperatures were up to 79 degrees. That's just a little bit above normal. Our normal high is 76 for this time of the year, but a warming trend is going to kick in over the next couple days. So those temperatures are going to be climbing. Humidity levels will start going up just a little bit and really start to rise by the time we get to the weekend. For the kids at the bus stop this morning, 58 degrees along with partly cloudy skies. By noon, we're at 75, and once again, the high this afternoon, just about the time they're on their way home from school, 79 degrees. I'll have more about your forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you very much, Craig. We are now at 6:06 this Monday morning in your Fox 17 Steer Clear traffic. And those of you commuting in from west of town taking 40, it's a good day on I-40 so far, just shy of 70 miles per hour in from areas west of town, including Dixon, Cheatham Springs, Kingston Springs, Cheatham County, and Pegram. You can see 40 at White Bridge, I-40 on that west side looking good. 7 minutes from Bellevue, 8 minutes on the 440 corridor, and 14 minutes in from Franklin up to the 100 Oaks area. So a nice start out there. We'll continue to watch these through 9 on Fox 17.
An important update for Nashville drivers. I-24 is now fully open around the downtown loop. This, of course, comes after the bridge construction project shut down I-24 west and eastbound from I-40 to I-65. That's over on the east side of town. Also, though, a section of Spring Street. Now, that project's supposed to be finished about 6 o'clock this morning. They actually wrapped about 12 hours ahead of schedule and opened up about 7 o'clock last night. Here's the thing, though. Don't get too comfortable. The project's not over just yet. TDOT will be at it again this weekend from Friday night through next Monday morning. But, of course, that road work, weather dependent. So stick here with Fox 17 because we'll, of course, update you before the next big shutdown and traffic jam. Sam has those detours. Fox 17 continuing coverage on a deadly shooting at a Nashville church. Just over a week ago, a gunman opened fire inside the Burnett Chapel Church of Christ in Antioch, killing one woman, injuring 7 others. But at their first Sunday services since the violent attack, the church making it clear they are not letting this violent attack stop them from coming to worship. Pastor Joey Spann, among the innocent people struck by gunfire, says this service isn't about showing of strength, but an opportunity to offer comfort to those who are still hurting. Melanie Smith lost her life in that attack, gunned down in the church's parking lot. Investigators say the tragedy could have ended much worse if one of the men inside the church, Caleb Engel, who is an usher, hadn't stepped in to stop the suspected shooter, Emmanuel Sampson. Engel being hailed as a hero, but he is refusing that title.
Well, I can tell you, everyone in this church is a hero. God was most definitely the hero.
The Burnett Chapel Church of Christ says it plans to offer counseling services in the coming weeks for parishioners who are still shook up from that shooting. And new information this morning, police find a key piece of evidence that could shed light on what prompted the attack. Officers say they found a note in Sampson's SUV that he drove to the shooting. The note makes a reference to getting retaliation for the 9 African Americans killed by Dylan Roof at a Methodist church in Charleston in 2015. The word-for-word details of that note have not been released, and right now Sampson is charged with murder in this church shooting, and the U.S. District Attorney's Office in Nashville has opened a civil rights case into the attack. Happening now, 2 gunmen are on the run after a shooting in Hermitage. Police there searching for the men in these surveillance pictures. Officers say they shot at Jamila Jackson Jr. while he'd been standing outside of Pharaoh's Lounge on Murfreesboro Pike. Now, he is suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, is in serious condition right now at Vanderbilt Hospital. If you know anything about this shooting, contact police.
How's we gonna move forward without him? It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. It's like a nightmare.
A family in Memphis devastated after their 12-year-old son is gunned down in his own bedroom. They found Devin Johnson in his room with a gunshot wound to the head. The family says none of this adds up. Right now, they believe an intruder came in the side window, shot Devin in the head and left without taking anything or waking anyone else up.
A person would do that so it doesn't have a heart, doesn't have a spine.
My baby don't need to do nothing to nobody. He was a good child. Yeah, he loved to dance. He always had a smile on his face.
Reporting in Hyde Park.
So far, police don't have any suspects. Stay here with Fox 17. We will update you as this story develops. It is 6:10 and the breaking news out of Las Vegas continues to get worse. We are learning now 50 people at least killed in this attack on a country music concert happening along the Las Vegas Strip. More than 200 people are injured. As we get the latest details into the Fox 17 newsroom, we are bringing them to you live here on Fox 17 this morning.
And right now, coming up on 11 minutes after 6 o'clock, and you're looking at our camera downtown. As you can see, we've got a few clouds out there. Those will be breaking up as we go through the day. I'll break down the forecast for you coming up.
You're watching Fox 17 this morning, your only local news source, 7 to 9, Skywatch 17 weather and steer clear traffic every 10 minutes. Tina, right now we follow the breaking news out of Las Vegas, Nevada, where you are seeing a live picture right now. This is just a small portion of what is taking place as far as the police presence around the Las Vegas Strip. A gunman opened fire on a country concert happening there. Jason Aldean on the stage. We know 50 people at least killed in this shooting. Another 200 people are hurt. Fox 17 is following the latest. We've got Fox 17's Harriet Wallace here to bring us some of the latest updates.
Kelly, we've heard from the governor of Nevada. We've also heard from Las Vegas police. We're now hearing from President Donald Trump. He is on Twitter this morning. He says, "My warmest condolences and sympathies to the victims and families of the terrible Las Vegas shooting. God bless you." We are continuing to monitor this as well as give you the information that you need if your loved ones are there. We have much more coming up in just a few minutes. Kelly?
6:15 later today, we'll find out exactly how much a new soccer stadium would cost. So this is the latest step in an effort to bring a Major League Soccer team here to Nashville. Fox 17's Justin McFarland is live outside of City Hall with how much the other cities are paying.
Well, the meeting is scheduled for today, 3 o'clock, right back behind me. Beyond the fountain, of course, it's beautiful out here at the Metro City Council. But this is where some big decisions will need to be made, and it is costing the taxpayers of other cities a lot of money to get these stadiums done. Let's show you a sample list, everyone. We're going to start in Raleigh, North Carolina. That is where they are paying $150 million for their brand new soccer stadium. St. Paul, Minnesota, $150 million for theirs. Orlando, they just finished their soccer stadium back in March. It cost them $132 million. And the city of Miami is also thinking about building a soccer stadium of their own. It would cost them around $200 million. Now, the rough estimates here in Nashville for the soccer stadium that would go over at the fairgrounds is between $160 and $300 million. It's unknown exactly how much of that money will be taxpayer money. However, that is something the Metro Council will be deciding, and they are not alone. We'll tell you who else is going to get a vote on this coming up in our next half hour. For now, we're live just outside of City Hall. Justin McFarland, Fox 17 News.
Before the Titans game yesterday, the big question was whether or not the team would stand on the field for the national anthem or continue to protest social injustice by staying in the locker room. And the rockets red flare, the bombs bursting in air. So all of the Titans standing with the exception of wide receiver Rashard Matthews, who stayed in the locker room again. He says he's waiting for President Trump to apologize for using a derogatory term when referring to players who protest silently. Head coach Mike Mularkey was asked if he spoke with Matthews before he made the decision to skip the anthem.
Yes. Yes. And I support him fully.
Was that kind of a suggestion? I know he had talked about you, and was that a suggestion to stay inside?
Not for me, no. I mean, that was just what he wanted to do. And can we talk about what we did? We did stand shoulder to shoulder like we've done every game I've been the head coach here, side by side, feet at 10 and 2, respecting the flag, respecting the country, respecting everything. Can we talk about what we've been doing? Can we talk about that one time? How hard is that? How hard is that?
That's not what you did last week.
No, it's not what we did last week. It had nothing to do with the flag and the anthem and everything else. I said again last week. It was about a comment from Washington. talk about something good about these guys. Take a picture, interview somebody that likes what we do. Why that never comes out is beyond me. Why every single game these guys have stood with respect, and not one of you have ever reported on it. It ain't that hard to be positive once in a while. I'm done.
So hearing that from head coach Mike Mularkey. Now, if you're wondering what will happen during the national anthem at tonight's game between the Chiefs and the Redskins, you'll have to be at the game or learn what happened on social media, because ESPN has decided to not televise the anthem.
All right, now 18 minutes after 6 o'clock, and we're looking at partly cloudy skies across the area for this morning. No sign of any rain showing up on your radar, and as we go through the day today, it looks like the chance of seeing any rain is going to be very, very slim, even though we're going to see quite a few clouds out there. This is a look at our Metro Center camera. As you're looking at this, you can see that cloud cover that is out there across the area. We've got great visibility, by the way. It's at 10 miles to the maximum because the air is nice and dry, but there are some clouds that are over the area this morning. 58 degrees, the current temperature of the wind from the east-northeast at 3 miles per hour. Humidity is at 70%. The dew point's at 48. That's great. When dew points get down into the 40s, that's really pleasant air, and that's certainly what we're going to be experiencing over the next several hours. This is the way the dew point looks for the next couple of days. We call this our comfort cast because it gives you a really good idea of how it's going to feel. Once again, dry conditions in the area for today, but that humidity is going to be climbing a little bit. It's not going to be really that bad. It's still going to be in the nice category on Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday still pretty nice. Then on Friday, we start to approach getting into that muggy category, and Saturday we're going to be just about there. That also means our chance of rain is going to start to go up as well. Skywatch 17 Future Track says relatively dry today. You can see a hint of a shower back out to the west. This chance of rain only about 10%, and you can tell that's going to miss most everybody. So not a significant chance of rain in the forecast. This is midnight tonight. We're looking at mostly clear skies, especially on the Cumberland Plateau. Then areas out to the west have just a few more clouds around. All in all, though, dry forecast for the next several days. That could change in the weekend when that humidity level goes up. Our rain chances will start to increase too. 75 degrees by noon, 79 is your high today, and that should occur around 2 and 3 o'clock this afternoon. We're still at 70 by 8 o'clock this evening, 67 degrees by 10 o'clock, so you'll notice it's going to be just a little bit warmer than it has been over the last couple of days. 83 will be the high on Tuesday, Wednesday 84, 83 on Thursday and Friday. Then on Saturday and Sunday, the high will be around 82 on both days. And it looks like we'll see partly cloudy skies along with a 20% chance of getting a shower or storm.
Craig, thank you very much. It is 6:20 right now in your Fox 17 Steer Clear traffic, and want to let you know the second closure is taking place this weekend for the 24 shutdown. It happened this weekend, and it went through the weekend into early. Actually, it cleared up later Sunday morning. It was supposed to go into early this morning, but they actually finished early. So that shutdown is from 24 at 65 all the way down 24 to I-40. The second closure starts this Friday. That's October 6th, goes into the weekend. Hopefully they'll finish early, but if not, they'll be wrapping up Monday morning, which is October 9th. By 6 o'clock at the latest. Don't worry, we're going to be talking about this all week long and reminding you of those Steer Clear detours right here on Fox 17 this morning.
For the first time in nearly a decade, O.J. Simpson.
Just heard it there. O.J. Simpson, a free man, what his plans are now that he's released from prison. And at 6:21, Fox 17 following the breaking news right now out of Las Vegas, where we know at least 50 people have been killed in a mass shooting at a country concert. More than 200 people are injured. Fox 17 is getting the latest as we take a live look over Las Vegas this morning. Fox 17 is your only local news source 7 to 9. Skywatch 17 weather and Steer Clear traffic every 10 minutes. Fox 17 following the breaking news out of Las Vegas, where on the big screen you're seeing a live picture coming in from Las Vegas right now. That smaller picture is the moment that gunshots went off as Jason Aldean performing on stage. 50 people at least killed in this shooting, making it the deadliest mass shooting in the United States. We know at least 200 people are being treated for injuries right now. And in some of this video, you'll see people start to run in different directions, just absolute chaos taking place. at the Route 91 Country Music Festival that had been going on in Las Vegas through the entire weekend. Fox 17 getting the latest updates and bringing them to you live through 9 a.m. For the first time in nearly a decade, O.J. Simpson, a free man. Simpson convicted of a 2008 kidnapping, armed robbery, and then 10 other charges after he and 2 other men robbed 2 sports memorabilia dealers at gunpoint. The one-time NFL great has become America's most well-known prisoner, famously acquitted for the murder of his ex-wife and her friend. Simpson's now out on parole, and friends close to AJ say he'll actually be living in Las Vegas before moving to Florida to be closer to family. 626 sparking debate. Protesters come together against a planned white supremacist meeting out in the Crossville area. Police say about 50 demonstrators showed up at the Cumberland Mountain State Park in Crossville over the weekend. People affiliated with the white supremacist group held an annual meeting inside a lodge at that park.
Just because we are a small town in the South that's predominantly white, we don't want them here. We still don't want them here. Just because we're all of those things they seem to like, it doesn't mean that they're welcome here.
Protesters were in a nearby parking lot, so the two groups never clashed, and police say no one got hurt.
Right now it is 6:26 and we've got partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies over the area. Here's a live picture from our Broadway cameras. We're looking down Broadway, Bridgestone Arena, you see right there as we're looking up the hill, and looking good for this morning. Even though we have that cloud cover out there, it feels good. I want to show you this picture. Beautiful shot coming in from Dixon this morning from our camera over there, and you can see the overcast that's hanging on. Certainly the cloud cover is predominant across parts of Middle Tennessee this morning. We're at 58 degrees right now. The wind is from the east-northeast at 3. Humidity is at 70%. 58 degrees right now, should be there at 8 o'clock this morning as well. 61 degrees by 9, 67 degrees at 10, 11 o'clock 72. Lunchtime today is 75 degrees. We'll be looking at partly cloudy skies, but the humidity levels are comfortably low. I think this could be one of those days you'd have lunch outside and not worry about it too much. 79 degrees is the high. That occurs at 2 and 3 o'clock, and then we're at 78 degrees by the time we get to 4 o'clock. So just a breakdown for the day. It looks like partly cloudy skies, dry conditions, chance of rain less than 10%. Our rain chances do show an increase by the time we get into the weekend. I'll have more about that for you coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you very much, Craig. 627 right now in your steer clear traffic. And good morning to all of you coming in from Wilson County and Davidson County areas out east of Music City. It's looking good, shaping up nice in from Mount Juliet right now. If you take Mount Juliet Road to get to I-40, from there up to 440, you're looking at about 16 minutes on that commute. So actually looking very nice this Monday morning. Here's a shot of 40 just as you approach Festlers. A little bit more traffic, but overall things are still moving. We'll break down your 6:30 drive times next in Steer Clear Traffic.
An explosion at a mid-state hotel. What police say caused a bed to end up burned. And at 6:28, Fox 17 following the latest breaking news coming in from Las Vegas this morning. 50 people killed, at least 200 people injured. This is now potentially going to be the deadliest mass shooting in the United States history. Fox 17 with the latest updates through 9.
Fox 17 News this morning.
6:30 on this Monday morning, and the breaking news is out of Las Vegas, Nevada this morning, where we have at least 50 people killed, now being called the deadliest mass shooting in modern United States history. 200 people are injured. This all happened at a country music concert there that many of our local artists and, of course, the crew members that work with those local artists were attending. We are getting word in from many of those artists that they are safe. Their crews are safe. They are all on lockdown still as they get more information coming out of Las Vegas. Fox 17 with the reaction from many of those artists here on Fox 17 this morning. And Fox 17's Harriet Wallace also keeping track of this breaking news. Harriet, what is the latest at this hour?
A lot of information coming out of Las Vegas. Want to bring everyone up to speed on 3 things you need to know about this shooting right now. First, the vehicles connected to the shooter have been located. Secondly, the female roommate of the shooter, Mary Lou Denley, has also been located and is being questioned by police. Thirdly, because of the potentially rising death toll and number of those injured, there is a great need for blood donations right now. I have reached out to our local chapter here in Nashville to see how or if we can help here in the Mid-State. I'm waiting to hear back and will update everyone once I get that information. Now, some of you all may be trying to get a hold of your loved ones, but not having any luck. Coming up in just a few minutes, I have a phone number you can call to get help in finding them. Kelly, back to you.
Thanks so much, Harriet. At 6:32 right now, a teenager in serious condition in the hospital after getting shot in the back. Police say this happened late Saturday night in Antioch, just off of Murfreesboro Pike near Bell Road, extremely busy intersection. Well, the 17-year-old getting treated for life-threatening injuries right now, and no shooter is in custody. At 6:32, a photo this morning, an explosion in a Murfreesboro hotel room. I mean, you can see the bottom half of this bed is gone. So it's destroyed after a meth lab fire. Officers called to the hotel room at the America's Best Inn, and that's where they found a man with burns. No word on if he will face charges once he's out of the hospital. And new information, tourists are now welcome in parts of the Florida Keys for the first time since Hurricane Irma struck the islands last month. The islands continue to get repairs, and you can see the southernmost point marker will get a fresh coat of paint, with businesses in the Keys back open. Now, people who live there full time also getting jobs back, a sign of normalcy they desperately need after those hurricanes. Irma destroyed 10,000 homes on the Keys, and right now, many people are still living in FEMA trailers.
It is 6:33, and as you're getting ready to get your day started, it looks like we've got partly cloudy to even mostly cloudy skies in the area. Here's a look at our camera from our Sky Eye vantage point. This is atop the L&C Tower, looking back down on Bridgestone Arena, the Music City Center for this morning. We've got great visibility because the humidity is down this morning, and that makes it feel pretty nice as well. This is a look up Broadway. That's Bridgestone right there as well, and you can tell that once again, it looks good out there. We do have a lot of cloud cover around. This is that view coming in from Dixon this morning, showing the clouds that are still lingering around the area. We're at 58 degrees right now, so it is comfortably cool. The wind has been pretty light this morning, so jacket is kind of iffy. You're not going to need it for long if you do take that jacket with you. Then later today, the high is going to climb to 79 degrees. We're going to see a mix of clouds and sunshine later on. It's going to be a nice mild day. We're going to take a look at the forecast for the kids at the bus stop for this morning. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll also take a look at the forecast for the area lakes coming up today too.
Craig, thank you very much. 6:34 this Monday morning, and your steer clear traffic and Vietnam vets. We all know it jams up early, so if you're about to hit the road, want to let you know it's already slowing down about 24 miles per hour on the bypass approaching I-65. Fortunately, it does break up here. You can see Vietnam vets at Conference Drive. It really gets jammed up right as you curve around to get to I-65, but right now on the bypass it is looking okay. You can see other steer clear drive times looking good too. About 7 minutes in from Bellevue right now, you're in the clear. 440, that south loop taking 40 over to I-24 under 10 minutes. And Franklin, good morning to everyone in Williamson County. Right now it's looking good. Crossing into Davidson County near 100 Oaks, about 14 to 15 minutes. We'll break down the rest of your mid-state drive times coming up right here on Fox 17 this morning.
The next step in bringing a Major League Soccer team to Nashville will take place later today. So will we find out how much a new stadium will cost taxpayers? Fox 17's Justin McFarland is live at City Hall, where the Metro Council will hear that proposal.
That's right, Kelly, and the Metro Council is just one of the boards that will be hearing this proposal. It's going to happen right back here, 3 o'clock this afternoon. Fox 17 scheduled to be there to tell you exactly how much it could cost taxpayers. But beyond the Metro Council, there's a couple other people that need to take a look at this proposal. Take a look, everyone. These are the hurdles that the MLS Expansion Board will have to cross in order to get the stadium approved. We're talking about the Metro Council as well as the Nashville Sports Authority and the Metro Board of Fair. Those commissioners run the ground where the fairgrounds are located. Now, all three of those boards at some point will need to say yes before this stadium can be built. The proposal calls for anywhere between $160 to $300 million for the stadium costs. We'll also find out later today exactly how much of that money will be public money that will be given towards the stadium. By the way, The MLS still has not made their decision about which city they will select. They're going to select 4 cities out of 12 on their list right now for an expansion team. They're expected to make their final decision coming up in December. We're live this morning outside of City Hall. Justin McFarland, Fox 17 News.
6:37. Here is a look at pictures from tonight to give you an idea of the panic and devastation we are following. Again, this is coming out of Las Vegas, but we're going to get to that story here in just a second. Now, happening today, the suspected ringleader of the deadly attack on the U.S. diplomatic mission in Benghazi, Libya, goes on trial. So Ahmed Abu Khatallah will face murder and other charges at a federal court in Washington, D.C. Prosecutors say militants led by him attacked the U.S. compound on September 11th, 2012. The attack left 4 Americans dead. The incident created a political firestorm for the Obama administration, including unproven allegations of a cover-up. The Justice Department announced last year that it would not seek the death penalty against him. And at 6:37, Fox 17, as we go back to that breaking news out of Las Vegas this morning, we know that this now is the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. As you can see, a live picture coming in from 2 different areas of Las Vegas. A shooter opens fire at a country festival that has gone on all weekend long as Jason Aldean on stage. Fox 17 has the latest on the shooter, what they are still doing in Las Vegas this morning, and of course an update on the country artists, the several people that are there from the Nashville area, and how they're doing on this Monday morning.
And right now, 6:38, check out those brake lights. You can see them here, 24 at I-40, headed into downtown. What you need to know as you're waking up and hitting the road next in Steer Clear Traffic.
You're watching Fox 17 this morning, your only local news source, 7 to 9, Skywatch 17 weather, Steer Clear Traffic every 10 minutes.
This November on Fox 17 News, alerting you to new ways your children are able to view X-rated material. The little things you can do now to protect them. Investigating the state's top investigators. The experts calling into question the way the TBI handled one of Tennessee's most infamous murder mysteries. Fox 17 is alerting, protecting, and empowering you this November only on Fox 17 News.
News out of Las Vegas this morning. We are now seeing a live picture from the Las Vegas area where we are told that more than 50 people have been killed, more than 200 injured, making this now the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. We are working on getting some more of the video that has come into the Fox 17 newsroom. Also, the reactions from the country music artists that are in Nashville that are also responding here from Nashville, those that are in Las Vegas. We know a lot of you have friends and family in the industry, and we are working our best to get the latest updates on who all has been impacted by this shooting. Right now, clashes between demonstrators and police leave more than 800 people hurt in Catalonia, Spain. This is all over a vote for the region to gain independence from Spain. Violence broke out when Spanish National Police raided polling stations and fired rubber bullets in an attempt to deny the vote legitimacy. We now know Catalonia has won the right to statehood with more than 90% of voters backing independence. And the violence causing the Barcelona soccer team to play their match behind closed doors, so fans lining up outside of the team's stadium. FC Barcelona says they condemn the violence happening in their city and the league's refusal to postpone the game. 6:43 happening today. The Supreme Court is starting its new year with Justice Neil Gorsuch on board for his first full term. The 9 justices are taking up several high-profile cases. The first argument today is a major clash between businesses and employees, focusing on how workers can complain about pay, conditions, and other issues. So employers want to be able to enforce a provision on millions of contracts that forces workers with complaints to go to court individually, not in groups. Now, the employees say going it alone is too costly and opens them up to retaliation. Right now, a local hospital is closing up shop. Copper Basin Medical Center in Benton is no longer accepting patients after running out of money. So hospital leaders tried to raise money on a GoFundMe account to keep the hospital open, but they only got a small fraction of what they needed. New video this morning of a high school in northern Georgia running onto the football field, each player carrying an American flag. The Fannin County players putting on a patriotic moment before their game. This comes as NFL players across the country taking a knee during the national anthem to protest police brutality. The school superintendent calls this an awesome and unifying moment for her students, their parents, and the community. The players say they're especially proud of one of their teammates who has already joined the military. Now, this comes after a local high school takes a knee during a national anthem at their game this week. So this is a picture of the Hillsborough team kneeling during the national anthem. They were taking on Beach High School. Metro schools responding to the act, saying silent protesting is allowed. At 6:45, we know a lot of people are getting up, getting ready for the day. Well, make sure you check your bus schedule. New changes now in effect for the nearly half of MTA bus routes. So some lines being extended and others will run more frequently. You can now find the changes listed on the website nashvillemta.org. Fox 17 Sports Now. Tennessee crushed by Houston in an AFC South battle, leaving many questions for the Titans. So the Texans hitting the Titans from the minute of kickoff. Deshaun Watson's touchdown pass to Will Fuller. Houston goes up 21-0 pretty quickly, and then Marcus Mariota getting the Titans within 10 points, sprinting to the pylon for the touchdown run. So we're at 24-14. That's when Mariota leaves the game after just one series with a hamstring injury. Now, he is having an MRI today. The second half, though, was all Texans. Watson with a third-quarter TD to Fuller again, and the Texans handing Tennessee a 57-14 blowout loss. Tennessee falling to 2-2.
That was a total team loss all the way around, including coaching. They obviously played a better football game than we did in all three phases, and again, include coaching on that. So. Tough lesson learned for us.
They rode the wave and did a better job of keeping it than we did stopping it. And as a defense, it's our job to stop it before it gets out of hand, and we did it. And now we know what that feels like, and no one's too happy about it. And we work too hard to, have performances like this.
But right now it is 6:46, and we've got partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies around Middle Tennessee. You can see that over my shoulder right here. Our view coming from Nissan Stadium showing a lot of those clouds out there. Also notice sun reflecting off the buildings downtown, so sun is up, and now we're expecting things to start warming up. Here's the other view. This is coming from our riverfront cameras. We're turned around looking back over toward the east. You can see the sun is up with some of those clouds that are in the area. And the look down Broadway. Sun will be really warming it up down through here just in a short time. And our downtown camera looking back at some of the buildings. You see a lot of the cloud cover showing up there as well. And the view coming in from the north side on our Metro Center camera showing the cloud cover and the skyline for this morning. We're at 58 degrees along with partly cloudy to even mostly cloudy skies. But as you can tell, that cloud cover that we have out there is relatively thin. So certainly some sunshine is going to get through those clouds. Pollen count for today. Trees and grass are absent and the weeds are in the moderate category. Picking up on ragweed out there, thanks to the Allergy, Asthma and Sinus Center for taking those local readings for us, so you know exactly what you're breathing in here in Middle Tennessee. This is our UV index for today. It's in the high category at 5. It's because we're going to have some of that cloud cover out there. And once again, high is just about the most you can get this time of the year due to the angle of the sun. So it's not going to be too bad. You still have about a 25-minute window or so that you could get a sunburn. If you're out there for longer than 25 minutes, you may need some sunscreen to prevent getting a sunburn. But once again, keep it in mind. It's going to be in the high category for today. Look at the temperatures for the day. Looks like this. Then 67 degrees by 10 o'clock this morning, 75 degrees by noon, 79 is going to turn out to be your high. That's going to be at 2 o'clock and at 3 o'clock this afternoon. We're back down to 78 by 4, 76 degrees by 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock we're at 70, and down to 67 degrees by 10 o'clock. So you may notice these temperatures a little bit warmer and kind of holding on as we go on into the evening hours. So it'll stay a little bit warmer into the evening than it has been over the last couple of days. If you're heading out to the lake today, partly cloudy skies and 79. Tomorrow, an even better day for lake. It looks like 83 degrees, mostly sunny skies there, and sunshine. And Wednesday, 84 degrees. Lake temperatures are running around 74. Once again, that UV index is still going to be in the high category. Here's a look at the forecast for the next 7 days. And as we head toward the weekend, humidity levels are climbing. So it's going to start to feel a little more uncomfortable, and As that humidity goes up, the rain chance starts to climb too. 20% chance on Saturday and Sunday. High temperatures will be at 82 degrees.
Thank you very much, Craig. It is 6:49 right now in your Steer Clear traffic, and you can see traffic is already beginning to build, not even to 7 o'clock yet. This is a shot 24 at I-40. Overall, things are moving, just not right at the speed limit, pretty slow. Want to remind you, speaking of I-24 at I-40, you can see the junction here, southeast of downtown, will shut down for a second weekend this Friday. So we want to let you know that will be impacting all the way up to 65 at I-24. Again, it's just like this past weekend. It starts Friday at 8 and goes through early Monday morning. Now, this past weekend, they finished actually yesterday, so we could see that again. We could be all clear again for Monday morning, which is the 9th, but we want you to be aware, as this is a major closure that doesn't just impact the downtown loop, but really backs up to everywhere else as well. So coming up in Steer Clear traffic, we're going to walk you through those detours and talk about your 7 o'clock drive times on Fox 17.
Neighbors in Texas say FEMA is lacking on the door knocks, but the flood relief program won't need to go to the front doorstep to sense frustrations. One woman explains why she's using Halloween to make a point about recovering from Hurricane Harvey. And of course, at 6:50 on this Monday morning, we continue to follow the breaking news right now from Las Vegas. More than 50 people killed, more than 200 injured. Now, the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. modern history. The shooter is dead, a woman being questioned right now. A lot of information for Fox 17 to update you on, and we are live for you through 9 a.m. Coming up here on Fox 17 this morning, we are taking the show on the road. You may be wondering where Fox 17's AJ Hilton and Jennifer Waddell are. Well, they are bringing you a tour of Sobro. Also talking more this morning about how our community is impacted by this shooting at the country concert in Las Vegas. Or we follow the breaking news out of Las Vegas this morning, where there's been a mass shooting now being called the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. We have 50 people that have been killed, more than 200 people injured. Fox 17 has the latest here for you live through 9. So we want to get you caught up on several breaking news stories from overnight here in Nashville. First, we have a shooting in East Nashville, not far away from Nissan Stadium. Officers there found a man shot in the elbow. He said he saw the gunman arguing with his wife, and that's when the shooter pulled out a gun, stole $400 from him. Right now, police are still searching for that suspect. Then another shooting, this time in an apartment complex in Antioch. Police say a man had been walking near one of the buildings at his Whispering Hills apartment complex. That's when 3 men attempted to rob him. The man got struck in the head with a pistol and then shot in the leg and foot. He is now in the hospital, expected to be okay, but the suspects got away in a red car. Now, the good news, though, is officers think they have now caught the group of suspects. And that group may be involved also with robberies happening in Madison overnight. Metro Police say 3 employees were robbed behind a restaurant in Madison, so we've mapped out where it is for you. So police say the 3 workers standing outside Las Maracas talking when the 3 guys and a girl got out of the red Chevy Impala and assaulted them. The suspects stole the employees' money and also threatened to shoot the workers if they called police. Now, that is the same car description involved in the shooting at the Whispering Hills apartment complex. So police think they do now have those suspects. New this morning, a scare tactic to get the attention of FEMA. A Hurricane Harvey survivor is using Halloween decorations to help her neighbors in need of more relief assistance.
We still had 2 feet of water in the street, and they said they'd call back in 10 days, and they never called back. And so just sort of a running joke was, okay, well, we're waiting and we're waiting.
Now, 5 weeks after Harvey hit Houston, Texas, you'll still find damaged furniture, people's belongings, their lives in the front yards of neighborhoods. But now you'll also see this display. So the decorator says it's a hint to FEMA that neighbors need help now.
We had a neighbor today waiting for their FEMA adjuster who didn't show. We have folks who have a FEMA adjuster come, spend multiple hours and say they're not eligible for anything, even though they've lost pretty much their entire first floor.
Bailey says people work on their homes during the day and return to temporary housing in the evening. They hope the Halloween display can at least help lift their spirits.
You ain't woman enough to take ain't my man.
Sing along. Does that face look familiar? Well, it's country music star Loretta Lynn making her first appearance after suffering a stroke back in May. She performed at the Tennessee Motorcycle and Music Revival at her ranch in Hurricane Mills. The 4-day event included stunt riding and live entertainment, and it wrapped up with a live performance. Loretta and her friends with an all-star band. The charity motorcycle ride will support the nonprofit Mission 22, which works to end suicide among U.S. military veterans.
Right now, it is 6:57, and if you are about to hit the road for the 7 o'clock hour, a few things you need to know first, and that's coming up next in Steer Clear Traffic.
And the sun is going in and out of the clouds already this morning. We're going to see that as we go through the day today. I'm going to break down the forecast for you hour by hour.
Watching Fox 17 this morning with A.J. Hilton, Jennifer Waddell, Skywatch 17 meteorologist Craig Edwards, and Steer Clear Traffic with Samantha Russell. This is Fox 17 this morning.
Horror breaks out overnight at a country music festival in Las Vegas. That noise, that popping sound you are hearing, the rapid gunfire. At this hour, 7 o'clock on this Monday morning, at least 50 people are dead, more than 200 hurt after someone started shooting outside the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino. And this is now the deadliest shooting in U.S. history. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 this morning. This Monday morning, I'm Kelly Rippin. Police say those shots were being fired from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay. Has now been identified as Stephen Paddock. He has been killed, and police do not believe there are any other shooters. Now, police were looking for this woman overnight. This woman and 2 cars that they believe to be connected to that attack. Officers were able to locate both cars, and they believe they've found this woman. She is identified as Mary Lou Danley. Now, the shooter, Stephen Paddock, being identified as a Las Vegas native. Now, we want to take a live look at the Strip right now. Of course, it's still dark there. Dozens of officers line these streets, working to keep people safe in the aftermath of this mass shooting. I have a friend there now who took a picture of the Strip. There is no one. It is a desert out there. Now, we know 2 off-duty officers killed. 1 on-duty officer is in critical condition, and another is hurt. The gunman started shooting while country star Jason Aldean had been on stage performing at the Route 91 Harvest Festival.
I heard a pop, sounded like a firework or something, and then we heard a couple more pops different places in the stadium. And then it seemed like automatic gunfire. Bam, 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 bam. So we got down and took cover.
Now, again, 50 people hurt. Police say that they have found multiple guns in Paddock's room at the Mandalay Bay Resort. They are still trying to figure out why he did this. Now, Jason Aldean released a statement earlier this morning on his Instagram page. He says, "Tonight has been beyond horrific. I still don't know what to say, but wanted to let everyone know that me and my crew are safe. My thoughts in night." Now, Fox 17 will be continuing to follow this story, bring you the latest minute by minute here for you as we are live through 9 a.m.
All right, now coming up on 3 minutes after 7 o'clock, and we've got partly cloudy skies across the area. You can see the sun getting through some of that cloud cover over the downtown area. Our humidity is low. The temperatures have been comfortably low as well. For the kids at the bus stop this morning at 8 o'clock, should be 58 degrees, partly cloudy skies. By noon, 75, 79 at 3 o'clock this afternoon. That 79 will turn out to be the high temperature for the day. Right now, we are at 58 degrees, and we're calling it mostly cloudy. Winds are coming from the east at 5 miles per hour. Humidity is at 72%. And while that may sound like a lot, it would be during the afternoon. This time of the morning, 72% humidity. Not bad at all. It feels comfortable outside. 61 degrees by 9, 10 o'clock, 67, 72 at 11. Lunchtime once again is at 75 degrees. 79 is your high. That's at 2 and 3 o'clock this afternoon, and 78 degrees by 4 o'clock. And we'll see a mix of clouds and sunshine as we go through the day. There'll be more sunshine tomorrow, and the temperature's going up. And so will the humidity. I'll have more about that coming up.
Thank you, Craig. We're at 7:04 on the nose in your Steer Clear traffic, and things are ramping up in our Nashville rush hour, which tends to be right at 7 o'clock. 2 accidents headed into downtown. One I-40 at Fessler's, actually right off of I-40 onto Fessler's. And then the second one, 24 at 40 inbound at the junction just east of downtown. Here's the accident that we're seeing on Fessler's right off of I-40, not impacting interstate travel. You can see it's right in front of that building there. We have fire truck and ambulance, so we could see some injuries involved. Here's the second accident, 40 inbound, which is west from that east side of town at I-24. Make sure if you're about to head that way, try to move over, slow down. You can see people are up and around trying to figure out exactly what happened there and trying to get it cleared up. I-24, though, still looking good. 23 minutes from Smyrna up to Harding. About a 13-minute delay right now, so just count on that to get a little bit longer. I-65 up to 20 minutes in from Franklin up to 440 near 100 Oaks. And then I-40, the best right now in from Bellevue. You are all clear, under 10 minutes. We'll check back in on both of those accidents on 24 and I-40 next in Steer Clear Traffic.
Fox 17 is continuing coverage this morning as we work to gather the latest in this deadly mass shooting in Las Vegas. Fox 17's Harriet Wallace is live here in studio with responses from Vice President Mike Pence.
That's right, Kelly. He is up now and sharing his condolences via Twitter. He thanked the first responders there for their acts of bravery and offered prayers from him and Second Lady Karen Pence. He also said he condemns the cowardly terror acts. Now, if you have loved ones that are in Vegas for that country music concert and can't reach them, here is a number that you can call to try and get a hold of them. That number is at the bottom of your screen. It is 1-866-535-5654. Kelly?
Thanks, Harriet. At 7:06, in 4 days, the man accused of opening fire at an Antioch church will appear in court. One woman died, 7 others got hurt, and the church opened its doors yesterday for the first Sunday services since that attack. The Tona Burnett Chapel Church of Christ, of course, a somber one, as parishioners returned to the scene of that shooting. Minister Joey Spann returned to the church 1 week after being shot. He says Sunday's gathering is not about showing strength, but rather an opportunity to offer comfort to those still hurting.
And we all need to feel love and loved, and that's what was here today. You know, I mean, it was a celebration of love here.
The Burnett Chapel Church of Christ says it plans to offer counseling services in the coming weeks. The accused shooter, 25-year-old Emmanuel Sampson, will make his first court appearance on Friday, and Fox 17 will be sure to have you covered on the latest developments. Right now, police are still searching for 2 of the 5 teens who escaped from a juvenile detention facility in Nashville. Police are still looking for 16-year-old Kaquan Waller and 17-year-old Cornelius Moore. Officers say they escaped that facility at Stewart's Ferry Pike after hitting a guard, taking her key, and then climbing a fence. The 3 others got caught on Saturday morning. And emergency management crews in southeast Tennessee say there are likely no survivors in a military plane crash last night. So the plane took off from a Navy base in Meridian, Mississippi, crashed near Tellico Plains. The base released a statement saying a plane is missing and there were 2 people on board, an instructor and a student. Fox 17 is working to learn more about this crash. We will keep you updated through 9 a.m. Officers in Cheatham County are investigating after they found 2 bodies in burned cars, all within a short period of time. Now, we know both victims from the Nashville area. Police believe the bodies only taken to the Cheatham County area to be disposed of, and both those bodies found less than a month of each other near River Road. TBI investigators have not been able to confirm if these 2 cases are connected. They are also still searching for the person or people behind it. It is 7:08 and a teenager fighting for his life this morning after someone shot him off of Murfreesboro Pike near Bell Road in Antioch, a very busy stretch of town. Now, police say it happened about 11:30 Saturday night. We know the victim is a 17-year-old, got hit in the back, and police are still searching for the shooter. So if you have any information, contact police. You can hear the screaming. A night of fun in Las Vegas turns into a night of horror. We have dozens of people killed at a country music festival. We're going to tell you who police are still looking for this morning and, of course, get you those local ties from those musicians here that are from Nashville. Plus, leaders in Puerto Rico are begging for help this morning after people there struggling for food, water, and electricity. How the president is responding. And in less than a half hour, Fox 17 kicks off our hometown tour. Just a beautiful, beautiful shot of Lower Broadway there. Fox 17's AJ Hilton and Jennifer Waddell are also there live. South Broadway, showing us more about the Nashville neighborhoods and talking more about, again, the impacts of the Las Vegas shooting.
Take Fox 17 News wherever you go. Text weather to 58671 and get Skywatch 17 weather alerts sent directly to your phone. Stay informed no matter where you are.
Fox 17 News on the Go, sponsored by the law offices of Lavelle Glanton.
One girl had shrapnel pot